In this video, we'll be using class objects and we'll demonstrate pickling and unpickling of class objects. Let's start Python. First, we will importing the necessary modules and we'll be changing our working directory also. So for changing the working directory, we use the OS module and change the working directory as per our need. Then we can import the pickle module. First, we declare a class. Let's start with this class icon. We'll give some data members and some member functions in that class. One of the member function will be the constructor function init. So we can declare some data members in the class. So first we can write name, which stands for the name of the item, and qy, which stands for the quantity, item quantity. So they are actually initialized. Then we declared the first function, which will be automatically called when an object of the class will be created. We name it as init. Any function within the class, if it doesn't have any other parameter, it will have at least one parameter, that is self. But in this case, when we will create the object of the class, we will supply it with some parameters, that is the name of the item and the number of quantities. So we write here name, quantity as the parameters of the init function, and here we do some initialization. Then we declare another function to display. This takes only self as a parameter, and we use the print function. Print, we write so we have declared the class. Now we will create and we'll open a file. We'll open a data file, and we'll have to select the mode in which we are opening. Since we'll be writing some record in the file, we should open it in the write mode, and since it is a binary file that we'll be opening, we'll be using the mode wb. So we write down the statement for opening with open, and here we give the name of the file. The file will be created in the working directory, which we have changed to py01, which is another root directory. So we write down, we give a name to the file, say spc notes. Let's give today's date 01032022. We give an extension .dat, and it is in write binary mode, and we give an name of the instance that in which it is open. So we write it as spc out. So any further reference to this file, we can use the word spc out. So we'll actually enter few records, or as many number of records we want, we can input. So these are variable what. So input, we can write down name, enter the name, enter name of the item, and then how many. It can be an integer, so int input, enter quantity, and that's fine. So now we can actually create an object of the class. We write I equals to item, and here we have to write down, we have to tell the name and quantity. So name is what, and quantity will be how many. So I hope this much is very clear, because the name is stored in the variable what, and quantity is stored in the variable how many. Now after this object is created, we can actually dump it. So we will be using pickle.dump. It takes some parameters. One is the object. So in this case, the object is definitely the I, the class object, and where we are dumping, that is the file spc out. We will mention the protocol also. We can mention the protocol, and the protocol will be you can give pickle.hash protocol. And after that, once it is dumped, we can remove the object. So it releases the memory, and we can check whether we want add more. So we can write down input, add more records. If answer is no, then we can come out. So if the answer is this, we can break. So the moment we do this thing, we have to remember the name of the file 01032022. So it is asking for the name. Okay, so we can add some item. So we can write down COVID-19 testing kit, and suppose the give some quantity, add more, yes. So we can write down some more item, pneumonia, so it's quite a big name. And suppose we have 5,000 of it, add more, so let's give no. Now we can see that we have actually added some record to this. Now if I check my folder, and if I see that the file is created, so let's so this is the file is created. Now we can do is spc, we just close it. If and let's try to open the file and read the file now. So we can just copy this thing in this way. Only the instance will be read binary with open spc, not this as rb. We can write down as spcin, and you can write down this try while true. Now this writing this try except within try and except is important, because if I simply write file through it, it will go to the end of the file, and at the end, after displaying everything, it will display an error message also, which we don't want. So I equals to, we use the pickle module. We have to load it, so we load the file that is open. So we use the load function, and we write spcin, and then we simply print I.nm, comma, I.qi. And here we write down except EOF, end of file error. So you can see that it is displaying the records. It is reading from the disk file, and it is also displaying the records. So at the end we can close it. So we can cross check once again that this is the file that we have just created. And so let's scroll down, scroll up in the from the beginning and see what we have done. First, we have imported the operating system, changed the working directory, imported another module pickle. We have declared the class correctly. It is having two different functions, init function and to display show me function. And then we have opened the file in which we are writing our records. This is the file which is open in write binary mode. We have taken the input. Okay, we have created the object, and we have dumped it in the file by using pickle.dump. We have deleted the object, and we have repeated this process till the user tells no. So like this, we have added two records. We have closed the file that was open, and then we have opened the file again in the read mode, and then we have displayed the file. That means we have read the file, and we have read all the records from the file. Now one small thing, that if I don't put this thing in try and except, what can happen if I simply write while true and simply try to read this thing? This is what that can happen. If I simply remove this try and simply if we put it in while true, we'll get an error message at the end. It will read all the records, and after that it doesn't find any record, so it will display an error message. So this is exactly what happens. So it ran out of input. So to avoid this error, we have to display the thing within try and accept. So this is the correct way of displaying, which we don't get any error. So this video actually demonstrates how we can actually use class objects to add records and to display the records. In subsequent videos, we'll see that how we can actually insert records, and also we can delete records from a data file. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it and you will be doing this thing in your own machine. And please write down in the comment your feedback. Thanks for watching.